That was terrible.
That was crap. That was garbage. This place sucks.
Overreaction
Mondays.
Monday.
All right, Christopher, what do you have over there, Chris?
Let's start with tonight. As we just talked about, Bills, Patriots. The Bills need this game tonight more than New England.
I'll say that's a proper reaction because the Bills coming into the season were viewed as a Super Bowl contender, and for them to be viewed as such, they can't be surpassed by New England in their own division, in their own house. So I'll go with that. Obviously, New England is, that supposes that New England's playing with house money right now anyway, and that they can get done what the Bills have an opportunity to get done now later on, even though the now has arrived for New England. So in that regard, that's an overreaction. But in terms of the Bills coming to the season, it's a proper reaction. Do you get me?
I get you.
What else you got over there?
I like that. Let's go to Pittsburgh. The Ravens, guys, they screwed up not taking the game to overtime.
Oh, gosh.
You got the biggest overtime X factor ever in Justin Tucker. Kick the extra point, go to overtime, take your chances.
Yeah, but I think that they were concerned about their defense not being able to withstand it, and they could give it up. And they had the right play, man.
He was wide open.
They had the right play.
Wide open.
They had the perfect play call. I thought for sure that was the time to win it. They had just gone down. And it's not like John Harbaugh is worried about his job. I mean, that's total onions right there. I'll just say that's an overreaction. I kind of digged the call at the time. I thought it was the right call at the time. They made the right actual play call. Did not work out. So there's that.
We're overreacting. All right.
We are.
And then let's look across the other way, guys. Steelers. Not dead yet.
That's true.
Not dead yet.
They're not dead yet. They're not dead yet. The Pittsburgh Steelers are not dead yet. They're not. They're the Rasputin of the NFL 2021 season.
Big Ben Schefter has that story. He's privately telling, everyone that he's not coming back next year.
Right, I know. I don't know why that was a big story. Why is that a big story? We're all
if you've watched
supposing
him
it
play
anyway.
for a couple years, you know it's over.
No, but we all assume it's like it does not appear like he's got that sort of Rodgers Brady type run left in him here.
Also, he's
a
not
different physical being. I mean, he's a monstrously large man.
And the story was he's not coming back to the Steelers. So does he think he's playing somewhere else next year?
I don't know why that was even considered a distraction. As a matter of fact, that might be let's play one for Ben right here and figure it out. And that one, they're not dead yet. If you put up their schedule. It is not simple, right?
It's not.
But it's a short week game against Minnesota, who they should beat. How does that sound? They should get after Kirk Cousins.
Okay.
They should go hunt him. They should win that short week game. They should jam Najee Harris down their throat. And then they've got the ones in front of them to actually make the playoffs.
Tough game.
That's it. But these are teams that they have to beat. And we'll find out if they're playoff tested and ready to go. And they are still the Pittsburgh Steelers. And that game against Tennessee is going to be lit at home. They got to go to Kansas City. That will be a difficult test. I can't wait for the Monday nighter at home against Cleveland. And then at Baltimore to wrap things up. The schedule makers have nailed it. It'll be a tough road, but they're set up at 6-5-1 to make it. They're not dead. Correct.
Not dead.
They are not dead yet.
Not dead
to
yet.
use they're not quite dead. I mean, let's just put it this way. To use the Monty Python phrase, if they're screaming, bring out your dead, that's not who you bring out. Just
Never say never, but never.
All right. Thank you, Coach. What do you got over there?
I'm looking at the NFC playoff picture, and it is after Arizona, after the top kind of four teams, it's kind of a who knows who's going to fill those last two spots. So I'm going to say 2 9-8 teams are going to make the playoffs.
I think that's right.
Number 6 and number 7, both are going to be 9-8.
I think that's a good way to go right now.
Because right now they're both 6-6.
Yeah,
the football team in San Francisco.
The 49ers had a shot yesterday. I don't know. Jimmy,
gosh.
I mean, they had a shot at the end to win it too.
No.
I don't know what to make of that one, but that sort of performance makes me think that they could be a 9-8 team. They will be a difficult 9-8 team, and again, the Rams, if they can put it together, will be the last team that the Cowboys want to see, because it looks like the Cowboys are going to most likely be in that fourth spot.
TJ, we going to that game?
We have to.
No, you're not. You're going to sit at home like we know you're going to, not respond to your texts that are going to be coming in on your phone, even though you got two phones.
One for the plug and one for the load. You know what I'm saying?
I understand. That's not I don't think that's an overreaction right now.
How about this, though? Based on that, did you see post-game Gardner and his dad? Gardner Minshew and his dad? How great of a video is that? Guys, Gardner Minshew can lead the Eagles to the playoffs.
No way. That's not happening. Dude,
stop it.
I have pride.
He was amazing yesterday.
I know.
The Jets, Chris.
Dude, the Jets defense is just substandard. There's just no way to put it. And C.J. Mosley sitting there in the middle of that defense talking about how Fletcher Cox is this and that and the other thing. It's just like there's no leg to stand on for the New York Jets defense. And I'm sorry. The Philadelphia Eagles need Jalen Hurts to come back. The Philadelphia Eagles need Jalen Hurts to come back and be Jalen Hurts. I love Gardner Minshew as much as anything else. Video of him and his dad, terrific, amazing. Him showing up looking like Burt Reynolds and Turd Ferguson combined.
Top Gun 3 with Gardner Minshew.
I love all of it. I love his style. I love his excellence. Of being Gardner Minshew. I love it. Jalen Hurts is the guy for this team, and Jalen Hurts needs to come back if the Philadelphia Eagles want to make a nice run in the NFC, Christopher. That was nice.
By the way,
that was the Jets. That was my Jets, and that was the Jets.
One more about Gardner. Can he be the Steelers' starting quarterback next year? Come on.
Dude, I just don't know if Gardner Minshew is a starting quarterback in the NFL.
You guys are crazy.
like weeks 1 to 18.
What's wrong with you?
So let me just linger on this for a second here. Next up for the Philadelphia Eagles, they're hitting their bye.
Yeah, they're on the bye week.
They got 2 games against the Washington football team. I mean, Gardner Minshew versus Taylor Heineke is the matchup nobody saw coming, but it's got to be Hurts coming off the bye. It's Hurts against the Washington football team.
Minshew
the Giants
can win all these games.
There's 4 games in division. It's time for Jalen Hurts to show, can he win these games in division and make the playoffs or not? And that's what you also need to evaluate to make your decision on your 3 first-round selections that you now have, because as of yesterday, Carson Wentz crossed the threshold essentially of that 75% of the Colts snaps this year to turn the draft choice that the Eagles got in the trade into a first. So they need to make that evaluation. So that's an overreaction. What else you got over there, Chris?
All right, every week before, remember, I would come on and I'd be like, so-and-so's now the MVP frontrunner. And then last week I said, now there's no MVP frontrunner. Okay, I'm back. Kyler Murray should be the MVP frontrunner right now.
I'll just double down on what I
4
said.
touchdowns.
I will just double down on what I said to start the show. Like, why aren't the Cardinals being discussed in a way that a 10-2 team should be discussed? Because they're not from Green Bay, or they don't have Tom Brady quarterback in it, or they're not from New England, or they're not in Kansas City, and they're not from Dallas, right? Who, if they played each other right now, I would take Arizona 9 times out of 10 in that game right now. The game that they just won in Chicago on one of the worst turfs in the NFL, with the rain coming down, okay, and it being one of those awful days in the Midwest that you want no part. You don't want to get the number of times that I have spent in the Midwest, and it's one of those slate gray days where you know it's going to rain all day and it's freezing. You just want to sit at home and never get off the couch.
Never.
And DeAndre Hopkins didn't warm up yesterday outside because he wanted to stay indoors and, get loose there, and he didn't want to run the risk of anything. So he warmed up inside before the game
yesterday.
yesterday.
And then that catch that he made for the touchdown.
And they won by more than 10 points on the road for the 7th straight time this year. Damn straight Kyler Murray should be the front runner of the MVP. His team's 10-2.
Speaking.
In this quarterback-driven league. Yeah. That's not an overreaction. That's a proper reaction right now, Chris, with Brady right behind him.
I think you're right about that.
You got one more?
I got 2 more.
Oh. Okay, what else?
They won their first game yesterday. First one, Jared Goff comeback. It was unbelievable. Man Campbell was awesome. The Lions are going to win more games than they lose to close out the year.
Oh, this sounds like one of my fourth downs. Put up the schedule.
More games than they lose.
There we go.
5 left.
Detroit Lions' remaining football games are at Denver. Good luck.
Oh.
Home for Arizona, at Atlanta, at Seattle. No, that's an overreaction.
Denver, Atlanta, Seattle.
No,
all wins. Book it.
Come on. At Denver, at Seattle. No, man. They'll be fun games because, as you know, as one of my fourth downs earlier this year is they're going to be must-see television. And very few, like that game against Philadelphia was one of the only ones that just like, well, that's the same old Lions right there. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.